विधानसभा हुँदैन नि, दुई आफ्नो छैन, फेल भयो होस् गर्नुहोस् भन्नुहुन्छ भने भोलि संविधान संशोधन हुनसम्मका लागि कति कुरेर बस्ने, स्थानीय चुनाव गरौँ, अनि जनता त्यहाँ त आफ्नो सबभन्दा बढी अधिकार छ, स्थानीय निकाय तहमा पनि ध्यान सीमा दिउँ। कति पार्टीले जहिले पनि पार्टी मिल्यो बस्यो, हरेक देशमा हरेक जिल्लामा हजुर चाहिँ लाजमा बुझ्यो, हामी सबै मिलेर खाउँ, पार्टी मिलेर खाउँ, काम गर्छ। त्यस कारण त्यहाँ निर्वाचित प्रतिनिधि भयो भने उसमा आफ्नो काम सबै बोल्नुभयो, एनटिओले पनि बोली, सिटिओले बोली, उसमा आफ्नो काम गर्ने। असार 14 गते निर्धारित स्थानीय तहको निर्वाचन उक्त मितिमा नै निष्पक्ष स्वतन्त्र शान्तिपूर्ण भइरहित वातावरण सम्पन्न गर्ने हाम्रो वचनबद्धता छ। अहिले प्रधानमन्त्री हुनुहुन्छ सम्माननीय प्रधानमन्त्री पुष्पकमल दाहालजी, उहाँले मैले प्रधानमन्त्री भइसकेको हुनाले मैले सबै कुरा आश्वासन दिने कुरा भएन के अरे। त्यस्तै तर हाम्रो पार्टीको तर्फबाट मेरो आफ्नो तर्फबाट पनि हामी यसमा पुरा चाहिँ नि प्रतिबद्ध छौँ। प्रदेश सभा र प्रतिनिधि सभाको आगामी निर्वाचन आगामी माघ 7 गतेभित्र स्वतन्त्र शान्तिपूर्ण भइरहित वातावरण सम्पन्न गर्ने हामीहरूको प्रतिबद्धता छ। हामी कहिले पछाडि हट्दैनौँ, यसमा शङ्का नगरे हुन्छ। उहाँले यहाँ भरतपुरकै कुरा बढी ध्यान दिनुभयो। भरतपुरको कुरामा हामीले निर्वाचन आयोग बनाएको हो, संविधान अनुरूप बनाएको निर्वाचन आयोगको निर्वाचन आयोगको निर्णय हामीले मान्ने गरेका छौँ। तर उहाँले अदालतमा जानुभएको हुनाले उहाँहरूले अदालतमा जान पाइन्छ। अदालतको निर्णय अहिले अन्तर्कालीन र आदेश आएको छ, त्यसकारण चाहिँ अदालतमा जान पाइन्छ। यसलाई यस्तो ढङ्गले जानुपर्दछ जहाँसम्म मतपत्र च्यातिएको कुराहरू, यो नयाँ अगाडि पनि यस्ता कुराहरू भएका छन्, यो नयाँ कुरा होइन। ती पुराना कुराहरू के भयो को भयो भन्ने जान्न चाहन्न म। प्रधान न्यायाधीशकै प्रकरणमा धेरै कुरा उठे, यहाँ धेरै बहस गर्न म चाहन्न। हामीले प्रधान न्यायाधीशका माथि लगाएको महाभियोग फिर्ता लिइसकेका छौँ। यो संसद चलेको भए फिर्ता अस्ति नै भइसकेका हुन्थ्यो। संसद चल्न नदिने हामी होइनौँ। त्यसकारण चाहिँ नै उहिले नै सभामा उसले सब गरिसकेका हुन्थ्यो। यो के भन्छ नि, यो पट्टाहरू चाहिँ आफ्नो पेन्सनहरू पाउने पहिल्यै हुनसकेको हुन्थ्यो। त्यसलाई यसमा हामी दोषी छैनौँ। हेर्नुहोस्, अब त्यस विषयमा फिर्ता लेखियो भने यस विषयमा छलफल गर्ने आवश्यकता छैन। यो
as well. And the effort at a philosophical level, of this charity is to raise us from that level and make us more responsible towards the society.
But if that is the case, shouldn't people be demonstrating way more right now? If you have a look at the political chaos that is going on in Nepal, I mean the country has been in political turmoils the last 2 or 3 decades. First 10-year civil war, then the abolishment of the monarchy, 2008 the establishment of a republic, democratic country, and it's been 4 years now and there's still no new constitution. What's your opinion on that? I mean, something is obviously
in the
not
beginning
working.
of this question, you said that shouldn't people come out and demonstrate to correct these things. We have been demonstrating for years and years. We have been coming out on the streets and demonstrating for years and years. And what have we achieved? We have achieved theoretical changes. From monarchy, we became a republic. In a republic, we are trying to adopt a federal system, right? And then theoretically, we have changed. We have changed regimes, but have we changed the culture, political culture? Have we changed the psyche of the people? Have we changed the mindset of the people? We haven't. Unless and until I change, politics isn't going to change. Only the system will change. the culture will change. So you can change the government, you can change the system, you can blame the Maoist, you can blame the monarchist, you can blame this party, you can blame that party, but you won't achieve anything. So the whole effort should be geared towards making citizens more responsible before we talk about the corrupt politicians. That is so obvious. I'll give you an example. South Korea, in 1960, per capita income of South Korea and Nepal was almost equal. It was about $100 a month, right? In 2012, and then, in 1960, South Korea used to send its laborers to the Gulf states as we do now, as Nepal does now. And South Korea used to import grains, food grains from Nepal in 1960. In 2012, South Korea's per capita income is $20,000 a person, right? And Nepal is under $600. So, I mean, how would you explain this? It is we in Nepal just talked about changing the system, changing the regime, but they actually worked for the development of the country. Mm-hmm. We in Nepal think that if I'm a communist, I think that only communism can, make the country prosperous. If I'm a Democrat, I think that only democracy will make the country prosperous. If I'm a monarchist, I will think that only monarchy can help, save this country. But I call them, principally blind argument. Mm-hmm. Because there are lots of democratic countries in the world which are doing very well. India is one of the largest. It is known as the largest democratic country in the world, and it is, our neighbor, and its economic growth is, between 7 to 10%. It is doing well. We have another neighbor, China, which is called a communist country. It has raised, such a huge number of people over the poverty line in the past 20 years that it is the number of people who were raised over the poverty line is bigger than the population of Europe. It is doing very well, right? And then you go to the Far East, there are benign dictators ruling the country. They are prospering very well. You come to the Gulf region, they have monarchy, and they are still doing very well. You come to the UK, it is a meritocratic society, but the monarchy survives. In Germany, you have a presidential system, still you are doing well. So what kind of system you have doesn't matter. Any system can function if you can work well, if you can be honest, if you can be sincere to your country. But we in Nepal think that only my ideology will work for this country and no one others will work. And we have been fighting the ideological battle for the last several decades, and that is so unfortunate. Otherwise, Nepal has a huge natural resources. Nepal has, the natural beauty. Nepal has the Mount Everest. Nepal is the birthplace of Lord Buddha, and there is, it is the center of Hinduism as well. We can bring a lot of Indian tourists into Nepal. And we have all the things that will make a country prosperous. And still we have only, less than $600 per capita income. So you can't blame the system. We should take the responsibility because we are the people who will rule the country. It will be my children, my brothers, my sisters will rule the country in the next 10 years. So first, we need to be responsible. That is how I see things.
Let's talk about this responsibility a little bit more. You're a journalist, and you say you're trying to combine your charity work and your job as a journalist, and you called it philanthropic journalism. Could you tell me something about that?
I'm not trying to mix the two. I'm not trying to mix the job and the charity work, but over the years, I was a student of journalism, and then I worked in print, I worked in radio, I worked in television, I worked, in different places. And over the years, I've come to the conclusion that the journalism that the world has been practicing for decades is fundamentally flawed. The journalism that we practice and that everyone practices around the world mostly revolves around politics. And that is very natural because politics rules the world, right? But apart from politics, there are lots of other things as well. And we rarely focus on various other things. We focus mainly on politics. And apart from that, in politics, what we talk about political wranglings, political fights, the regime change, the Arab uprising, the problem in Iraq, the problem in, Tibet, and so many places. That's okay, that's all right, right? And in journalism, what we also do is we say bad news is good news. That is how we are trained. So we talk about deaths, we talk about disasters, we talk about, people killing people, we talk about violence, and as we report about violence and these things, we become the heroes. Journalists like, reporting from the front line, it sounds so great, and then you produce brilliant report, that is your responsibility, that's fine, it sounds great. But all the time doing that, what journalism has achieved, that is the way I have been questioning. I have been a political journalist throughout my career as well. But lately I have been questioning what is the point of it. Because if you ask a journalist or an academic of mass communication or journalism about the core value of journalism, then everyone would say that the core value of journalism is public service. But the kind of journalism we are doing, has it actually served the public? People might say yes, because we have informed them. We have, we have talked about accountability. We have made, corrupt politicians accountable. We have helped restore democracies in different places. But let's see things in totality. In totality, the gap between the rich and poor is increasing. The sense of insecurity in the world is increasing. The sense of violence is increasing. Environmental degradation is increasing. 2% of the richest people on earth accumulate 40% of the wealth, and 1% of the wealth, just 1% of the wealth is shared by the 50% poorest people in the world. Is that fair? If you come to Germany, it is a developed country. We might say that, we can talk about political rights. We can say that what journalism is doing good. If you go to America, if you go to the UK, that's fine. But the world is really big, and there are lots of people who are suffering. And has journalism, which has so much power and so much access, such a huge access to the public, done to rectify these fundamental problems in the world? My conclusion is it could have done more, it hasn't done enough. So what I'm saying at the moment is, you can have if you can have political journalism, if you can have economic journalism, if you can have entertainment journalism, if you can have, environmental journalism and sports journalism, why can't you have something called philanthropic journalism? And by philanthropic journalism, what I mean is, in traditional journalism, what we do is, if, students in a remote part of Ethiopia are studying under a shade of a tree, because they don't have a classroom, and as a journalist, I see that, and I have a camera, I take a picture, and I publish it